Hey there, Jed Coburnus here from JedCoburnus.com. I was going to say with JedCoburnus.com, but yeah, I don't know if we can be with JedCoburnus.com. Kind of feels weird to talk about that in the third person type situation, but here we are with talk therapy, and much needed every day. This is something that has come really near and dear to my heart for me to just talk out loud and just get it. See, right there was my ego, right? I say it almost every day, almost every time. First 10 minutes is me versus my ego. Second 10 minutes is me with my ego. And third 10 minutes is just me. So if anything, you can just fast forward this thing to like the 20-minute mark and listen to 10 minutes of truth. But you never know, how fast I'm going to get into my truth, because some days it happens at 5 minutes, some days I can't even get all the way to where I want to be until about 15 minutes. But yeah, I just talk out loud. I know it's talk out loud, right? Talking is out loud, but basically it's just ignoring my ego, my second voice. And anytime I have a pause, or I say or whatever it is, it's always that voice in my head going, don't say anything dumb. Don't say anything dumb. So that's where I just hit record, and I really just let it all out, and that has helped me massively make some pretty big life decisions. And at that point, I believe, right, my belief systems have really amped up. I believe every time that I get to that point of right there's my ego. Like, I don't even know what I'm going to say, and don't say anything dumb, but it comes down to me I get to talk openly and freely, and that is a big deal, because every time I'm in that zone, I believe that's where God really puts us, right? That's where, if you could ever get to that point where you're just completely talking from a center of truth from your heart, and that's where, God wants us all to be all the time. So that's a big deal, right? That's a big deal to me, and this is where I feel like I do it every day. So what's on the agenda for today? I have no idea. I don't know, and I love that I don't know. A lot going on with each and every piece of my life. Our modem broke yesterday. That sucked. Actually, not modem, but our router, wireless router. So that was, I feel like that is one thing that forced me into taking a break. I feel like that was a big deal. That, maybe right there's my ego, right? That taking a break was needed. Like, I was going, I think it was like for the last 10 or 12 days, I haven't gotten much sleep at all. I haven't done anything but hang out with my family, work during the day, and then just work at night until, all the late hours of the day or night, and wake up early. And I feel like that was just quite a bit of a sign that I needed to take a break. And I wasn't going to take a break unless something externally happened, and it did, right? Like, the router broke, and then my computer only hooks up wirelessly, and my computer is like pretty lightning fast, and our home computer is kind of slow, and if you hook it up directly to the internet, it works. It's just a little bit slower, and my patience for that is slim to none, and my wife's patience for that is way more than that. She has way more patience for a slow computer than I do. But we're going to get her a faster computer in a few days, but whenever it's possible. So, okay. Yeah, so there's just some things that, really, guy? Somebody's on the garbage guy, he's got his job to do too, and we're going around him, and it's like, just do your job, don't wait for everybody or signal, right? Whatever it be, that's what happens when the external gets in the way of your internal, and that's okay. You got to take the signs. I could have sat there for even longer at that computer. You know, I got one thing done that I really wanted to get done all week, and that was pretty cool, and that should come out today, and whatever that looks like. But yeah, there's just a little bit of see right there's my ego. There's my ego. But each and every day, you know, I think what's going on is I'm just building momentum. There's momentum happening, you know, and every day is growing and growing and growing. People are really starting to respond. They're really starting to see the truth that I am, and that's pretty cool. And I'm letting go of any fear or anxiety wrapped around people seeing, right? People seeing me and people seeing what my talents are, because I think before it was a big deal that I just had some underlying or underlining, I don't know how to say it, right? Underlying, whatever. I just had this thing where, oh my gosh, you know, if people start to know who I am, I can't go into public and stuff. Man, I needed to get over myself. That's really what it was, is I needed to get over myself, and I for sure have, right? Like, it doesn't matter if people know me or not. I'm still me. At the end of the day, at the beginning of the day, at the middle of the day, I'm still me. And that's a big deal. Because I think before I was just afraid of really, right there's my ego. I think I was afraid of not being me, right? Not being truly authentically me, and just fitting the mold of somebody else. And man, I'm anxiously waiting to work on this video that I shot. I shot this video, right? I recorded, I don't know what the word is, but I made this video a few weeks back, and man, is it the most truthful video I have ever made. I mean, like, it is, you know, I'm getting better and better, and I say that, I've only said that a few times where I post it and say, this is the most truthful video I've ever made, but like this video that I made a few weeks back, it is like, it's almost every emotion that I've felt in my life, just short of crying. Like, it's probably the best video I've ever made, and it's funny because I could probably just post it, and I'm thinking that's the one that'll probably go viral, but in my head I'm like, well, it's not there yet, it's not perfect yet, or it's not whatever I want it to be yet, but I don't think it matters. I just don't. But at the same time, I need to lead in, or I'm working on a lead in to the video, because it's that emotional. Like, it has that much emotional charge wrapped around it, and that it requires just a little bit of an intro, and that's what I'm working on, is the intro, and I have it all in my head. I just have to put it into play, and man, it's gonna be awesome. Like, it's just, I'm excited for it, and that's pretty cool. And what do I expect out of it? Nothing, right? Like, what do I expect to happen with that video? I don't expect anything to happen. I really don't. I'm okay with nothing happening with it, but it is the truest thing that I think I've ever made. And it's just raw. It's just raw emotion, and it was coming from a place of absolute truth. Like, chills hit me, and it's just pretty cool to have something like that, and to really, I captured what I wanted to capture on that day and in that moment. And I mean, the intro right now is what essentially I'm hung up on, but that's okay. I'm piecing that together. I'm putting that together in a way that I've never done before, and I think that is what is holding me up, because I've never done it before. And if you heard that that was the ego, right? Just kind of pop it in. But I think that's where I'm putting this intro together to this video, because it has, that itself, the intro itself, is something that I've never done before. because I want to put some pretty cool music into it, and I'm putting these little memes into it, and I'm, it's a video in itself that I have to create with images, and it has to blend nice, and like I've never done that before, and I've never really thought about it before. I just kind of throw an intro on my workouts, and then I put an ending on the workouts, because it's easy, right? Because those pieces are easy. And I created those, right? Like I've created that intro and I created the other that ending, and that didn't take much time because it didn't, maybe that's what I need to do is just get over the fact that it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be me and authentically me, and right there. So I'm recognizing right now that 10 minutes it took me to get to a little bit more of my truth. So that's not bad. That's not bad at all. So 10 minutes, I'm at my truth with my ego right now. So that's right on with, I think, the explanation of what talk therapy is. So it's just me and my ego, right? Not versus, but now it's me and my ego, which is kind of funny to know. But so this video, that's where I'm at. Is I think it's right now. I probably have some time this weekend. I hope to put the intro together and upload it to YouTube, so then I can edit the video and put it together. And then it might be out by Monday. I don't know. And I love that I don't know when it's going to get done. But it comes down to that it's such a powerful video that if it goes viral, awesome. If it doesn't, that's okay too. I'm good with it either way, but at least I got my emotions captured. But yeah, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at with things, and I think my blog is rocking. Like, people are getting healthy. I cannot express enough to myself, to anybody, to everybody around me how cool it is to have created something that has value to the world. Like, that has some major value to myself, because that's what I have done for the last year. It's just my own workouts and, eating a little bit cleaner. Not a lot cleaner, just a little. Like that. If I would change too much, too fast, I wouldn't know what to do. I would crash and burn all over again. But, what happens is we change too much too fast, and we all just crash and burn. We do the crash diet, we do this and we do that, and it's dumb, right? Like, why would we do that? And I did that. I was there. So now I stick with just these small changes. Like, that's why I still love, right? Like the Automatic Body program, Automatic Body app. It's a pretty dang cool app. Look it up, use my name, Jed K, as a referral code, and get it for free. So go for it. It's a pretty cool program. It helps you make one small change, and that's the premise of all of this. The thing that they are missing, like the one thing that I can tell you they are missing, is they have the physical side down, right? They do. They really have the physical health as far as what changes to make. But where I think the lack is within the program is the mental health side, the mental part of it. And that's why I think that was the premise of making the workouts, because I'm like, well, okay, before you make changes, too many changes, where's the workout? And, and they do provide, you don't want to change anything right away. You just kind of want to change something, right? To say, the first week is just drink more water and reminds you to water. Second week is metabolism. Third week is protein. And that's awesome, right? You're making those changes. And then the next few weeks, you're making other changes, and then it tells you to, get in 20 minutes of cardio, whatever it is. But it doesn't remind you to do that, either it doesn't let you customize what time it can remind you to do your cardio. Like, I think that would be a massive help to have an app to remind you to work out. I don't know. I mean, and I love that I don't know that if it would work or not, but I mean, if something told me, you know, a little reminder said, hey, get your cardio in, or time for cardio, or time for your workout, or here's your workout, like if it reminded you of here is your workout, and I'm sure there's apps out there that do this, but if you could wrap it all into one app, if you had one app that reminded you to drink water, that reminded you to, that you can set up what time it reminds you to work out, that you could, that it would set up a reminder to move every hour, you know, drink your water every hour and move every hour. Because where is our attention? Our attention is on our phone. Our attention is completely on our phone or a screen. So why not have that screen, you know, as a utility actually work for you instead of against you? And what I mean by against you is, it's just so funny that we can sit on our phone and sit on the couch and have the TV on for 2 hours at a time and sit, right, and do nothing but do that, and then you would claim to say, I don't have time to work out, right? Like, especially with the workouts that I create, they only take 15 minutes maximum. So then take that 15 minutes, schedule it in this app, and make it happen. You hit accept, you hit decline, and then you get your consistency score, right? The score will tell you, this is what you're doing, this is what you're not doing. And then you show that to somebody who's helping you stay accountable, somebody who's helping you, you know, your runny buddy or your coach or your trainer or a friend, whatever it is, right? But somebody, or it could just be yourself. You could have enough motivation and enough self-worth that you're just doing it yourself. And you look at that and go, yeah, I could probably drink more water. Yeah, I could probably be moving a lot more. You know, whatever it is, but being true to that app. And really, when it comes down to it, there is no app, there is no drink, there is no pill, there is no really anything but you. That's the answer. Like, I think even I'm talking out loud, like I'm talking to myself right now. Once I start thinking about really what this app would look like and all of this stuff, let's say the power shut down to the internet and the app didn't work anymore. Oh my gosh, now what do I do? How do I, you know, stay healthy? Well, you just do. Like, it's in your head. You are the answer. And literally, I'm telling myself this because I'm sitting here going, man, that'd be a sweet app. I mean, the Automatic Body app does a lot of that for you, you know, so go and get it if you want it. But really, what it comes down to is you, right? You are the answer. You are the solution, but you are also the problem. So let's be the solution. And how do you do that? Every day. Constant work on yourself. I didn't even know what personal development was until I really got into, there's my ego. That was a long time without saying that. But I didn't even know what personal development was until I was about, man, what was it? 2014? Yeah. 2014 when my wife was pregnant with my son, and I started, you know, looking for ways from the internet to make money, right? And that's where it was coming from, and that is what happened. But for the most part, that's what it takes is for anything is personal development. And I think if, you know, like Gary Vaynerchuk, I listen to him a lot, and the dude was just very aware, and his self-awareness was massive at an early age, and that's why his success is where it is today. But I think that's where my self-awareness was beginning, was in 2014, and it's 2 years later, and my self-awareness is massively improved, and has massively improved. Before then, I mean, I was definitely on the road of health. Like, I was healthy, but I don't think I was in tune with myself as much as I am now. Actually, I know I am. I wasn't. So that was a big deal to me to actually go through those motions and have this awareness that I have now. And I think that any successful person, regardless of their beliefs, right? I think any successful person has that awareness within themselves. And that is something not everybody can get to. Even in a lifetime of personal development, not everybody can get to that level of self-awareness. Playing to your strengths and forgetting about your weaknesses. That's what being self-aware is. And just knowing that, you know what, I probably won't ever be really good at like one thing that I just, it's okay, but I know I need to do and I'm doing it, but is cold calling, right? Cold calling people is just not at the top of my list. That is kind of a weakness of mine, and I recognize that, and I'm good with it. It doesn't matter to me, and going through those motions, cold calling is, very nerve-wracking to me. So then I take that, I fully accept those feelings of nervousness, and I love those feelings of nervousness, and I say that out loud, where I say I love the fact that I'm nervous right now, and I really embrace it, and then I can just let it go that much faster, and then that can improve that much faster, which that's not the intention, is to improve, because if it's a weakness, I'm not worried about it. I only worry about my strengths, and I can make those skills even stronger. That's really what it comes down to, is forgetting about your weaknesses. Who cares what you're not good at? Because if you're not good at it and you don't like it, why would you continue to do it? Focus on the things that you're good at. Focus on the things that you want to be doing. Focus the things that you want in life. And not necessarily that you want them, because then if you're in the state of want, then you're in the state of lack, right? But focus on the things that you're good at. And if you're thinking, oh, I'm not good at anything, well, then that is a problem within itself. You're good at something. Everybody is good at one thing. God gave people talents, right? I don't remember where it is in the Bible that this comes from, but I heard it from my sister's fiance, soon-to-be husband, so my brother-in-law, right? I heard it from him, and this is a great story. It's an awesome story. It comes from, a place of, what do you do with your talent? God gave us talents, whether he gave one person, like this story itself, so there's 3 people, I believe. He gave one person, one guy, 10 talents. He gave the other guy 5 talents, and then he gave the other guy 1 talent. Okay? So talents, meaning, to me, how I perceive that is like exercise and how to exercise and explaining and coaching and all that fun stuff. So exercise, coaching, fitness, those are 3 talents, right? 3 different talents. So that's where I would say that's some pretty strong suit. That's my gifts from God. So he gave, these gifts, these talents to these guys, and the first guy turned his 10 talents into 20 talents, right? He doubled them up. He went and got more, because he took those and played to the strengths, and he got more. And he didn't necessarily, quote unquote, got, and that's not the point, but he went there, he went wherever he needed to do and played to his strengths, and he used those talents because God gave them to him. Why wouldn't he? The second guy turned his 5 talents into 10 talents, right? He doubled them. He used his strengths. He used his talents. He used his gifts to better the world and better himself. The third guy buried his talent. Okay, he buried it. And with that buried, God came up to him and he was like, why did you do that? He said, well, I know your wrath, and I was afraid that if I used it too much, and I was afraid that if I used it the wrong way, you would take it away. So God said, why would you think I do that? And he didn't really have an answer. So what happened was, then he did take it away. There was no more talent. There was nothing left, because he didn't listen to God. God gave you gifts. God gave you talents, and he wants you to flourish. He wants you to be successful. He wants you to be happy. So he gave you those talents for a reason. so you can use them to help others, to help spread the word, to help be you, to be a better you. So forget about what you're not good at and focus on what you are good at. If you're good at writing, then write. If you're good at talking, then talk. If you're good at recording videos, then record. Whatever it is that you're good at, get there and do it. And do it more and more and more and more. Because you're only going to gain momentum. You're only going to gain traction. You're only going to get better and feel awesome about what that feels like and looks like. And that is a big deal. Do that. Right there it was, right? This is some pretty awesome, deep, revelations. I don't even know what the word is, right? You just keep going. That's what I'm doing, is I just keep talking and keep going. And that is a big deal. That is a huge deal to me. So I think at the end of each day, at the beginning of each day, we can be grateful for our talents. And if you haven't really thought about what you're good at, and you keep thinking I'm not good at anything, then what do you think's happening? What you're doing is burying your talent. You're burying it when you continue to say, I don't have any talent. I'm not good at anything. That's what you're doing, is you're burying it. You're burying your talent, and God's only going to continue to take that away. If you start thinking, if you start doing in a way from inspiration versus desperation. Like, I don't create workout videos and I don't write workouts to make money. I do them because that's my gift. That's my talent. That's something that God has given me, the creativity enough to change a workout every day. To know that my body is going to need something different every day so it can stay functioning, right? And there are some days where you need rest, and that's okay too. That's part of the process. Why do you think God rested on the seventh day when he created the earth? He needed rest. We all need rest. I know this is a little more spiritual than what I usually have for talk therapy, but that's pretty cool. Like, every now and again we can get into the spiritual side. And whatever your beliefs are, that's okay. You can believe whatever you want to believe. But at the end of the day, there's just one thing that I know more than the sun comes up tomorrow, is being nice is not part of, is not, I don't even know how to say that. Being nice is in every religion. I don't care what you believe in, doesn't matter to me, but when it comes down to it, being nice to other people is in every religion. And if you're not nice, I don't want to talk to you. Be nice or go home. Learned that quite a while ago in my life, and if you're not nice, no thanks. So when it comes down to it, use your talent every day. Use it. It's a lot of fun. And right there it is. I mean, we're at 28 minutes, and I did. It's just so funny to me that I can get to that point about, it was at 10 minutes, but then between 10 and 20, it was me and my ego, and then at about 22 minutes, it was me. So I got right? Because I'm not trying to get anything with this. It's more or less just being open and honest with myself and being me and completely understanding what that feels like and what that is and what kind of patterns I'm doing to get to this point. And it just is amazing to me that I don't ever stop, right? I'm not going to stop. Anybody who's listening at this point at 29 minutes is somebody who's very near and dear to my heart. You're so special to me, and I want you to know that. Because it's not from a place of want, it's a place of inspiration, right? If anybody would ever get to 29 minutes and 25 seconds into something that I put out and have started at 0 and go to there, that means more than you know. I mean, really, it means so much to me that I can't even put it into words. And right there isn't my ego. Right there is just me being so humble and so grateful that anybody would just want to give me the opportunity to help them. So I appreciate you for everything that you are. And that is talking to myself, and that is talking to you at the same time, because the ability for me to go 30 minutes without even stopping, without even skipping a beat, it's a pretty massive ability. And I'm finding out that this is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So if you're new to all of this, if you're new to listening to me, I appreciate it. If you want to get on my newsletter, send out an email 6 days a week. I've figured that out also. Is 7th day, I don't send an email out. It's a day of rest. Everybody needs some rest. And on the 7th day, that's a big deal to me. So if you're looking for that newsletter, I write some pretty inspiring stuff in there, kind of get to know who I am, and I give you some tips on how to stay healthy, how to get healthy, and more or less just be yourself and love yourself. So head to jedcoburnus.com/newsletter, put your name and email in, and I'll see you on the other side with everything that I have to offer and make your visions and dreams become reality. And as always, if you're willing to change from the neck up, you will change from the neck down. I believe in you. Now it's your turn to start believing in yourself. Stay safe out there. Stay blessed. Bye for now.